Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another Knicks Nation post-game show as your New York Knicks have won 7 straight basketball games, ladies and gentlemen. They've won 7 straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they did it in a dominant fashion, beating the Washington Wizards by a final score of 132-101. And trading deadline is on Thursday. We got some injury news for Deuce McBride that I don't like, but the New York Knicks came into this basketball game with a mission, and that is to dominate your competition, in which shouldn't really be on the same basketball court as you. Look, the Wizards stink. This is exactly what the New York Knicks were supposed to do. We dealt with some injuries in this game. We got Mohamed Diarra had a bad ankle turn in this basketball game. We have Josh Hart with a bad ankle sprain in this game. I doubt those two will play tomorrow. I hope they do. I could be absolutely wrong. But you really wanted to come out of this game healthy as possible. And with those two guys hurt, we'll just have to wait and see the updates and the status regarding those two players. Once again, appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, all the good stuff, man. 7 straight dubs, man. And this Knicks team is playing really well right now. They're playing together. This is exactly how you dominate, right? You beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and it wasn't even close, right? It wasn't even close. And in the midst of it, they're still playing some great defense against the Washington Wizards tonight, and over their last, I would say, 8 games, if you include the Suns games in there, they're playing some great defense right now. And yes, it was against the Wizards, man. So you don't really want to overreact, but the New York Knicks just keep on compiling wins. They just keep on compiling wins. So, and Jalen Brunson, I think, tonight will probably get the Timbs and the hard hat for the first time this year, right? Let me know if you guys are hearing an echo. I'm seeing some people saying there's an echo. Let me know if you guys are hearing an echo. Let me know, or am I good? But I think Jalen Brunson, look, he took 2 charges tonight. And he had 2 steals. Right, let me go to the stats, man. Let's go to the stats. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate you guys in the chat. TikTok says there's an echo. Man, I might have to end this on TikTok then. If you're on TikTok, come over to YouTube. All right, I had to end that in the live stream on TikTok. There's an echo. All right, so Jalen Brunson, here we have it. 21 points, 2 steals, 2 charges drawn. He now leads the league in charges drawn for his team and in the NBA. So I believe Jalen Brunson is going to get the hard hat and the Timbs tonight, and we shall see. But this will be his first time this year getting such achievement, and he deserves it, man. He's been playing really good defense lately. In this winning streak, Jalen Brunson has been awesome. Team defender. The steals have been up. So he hasn't been the slouch on defense, right? He has actually been really damn good, and I'm just proud of our captain for stepping up when we were dealing with some adversity for playing good defense in the midst of this winning streak, and he had an amazing game. Mikal Bridges, 23 points, 8 of 10, an efficient game for Mr. Mikal Bridges, 3 of 4 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. OG dominant. Karl-Anthony Towns dominates Alex Sarr. He still is like barbecue chicken every time Karl-Anthony Towns plays the Washington Wizards, right? He loves playing the Wizards. He loves playing them. But he had 19, 14, another double-double for Big Cat, 2 steals, 1 offensive, plus 30 on the night. Shaman in that first half was absolutely incredible, hitting his threes. As always, he's like a sniper out there. If he's open, he's going to shoot it, and he's going to make it. If he's open, he's going to shoot it, and he's going to make it. So Shaman has been awesome. Muhammad Diawara comes in this game in the first quarter and was absolutely incredible. Made a nice pass to the corner. Nice drives tonight. It just sucks, man. It sucks that he hurt his ankle. 5 points. Hits a 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, all in 4 minutes. He has leapfrogged Yabusele in a rotation, and he is a promising rookie. Like, I just love the growth. You guys know I've been talking about him since the summer league. I just love what I see from him. I love the growth. I love that he goes out there and makes mistakes. I love that Mike Brown trusts him to make the mistakes and continues to go to him. That tells me Mike Brown trusts him, right? So, man, I'm just hoping that it's not a bad ankle turn, but it looked like a bad ankle turn. I'm just hoping he can get back, and we shall see regarding that. But, yeah, it sucks. Jordan Clarkson, from the dead. From the dead, he rises from the ashes. Jordan Clarkson, 12 points. Look, you're limited bodies, right? So he had to get in there. 12 points, hit the 3, 2 assists. We know he can score. We know he's a bucket getter. And look, man, you took care of business, guys. You took care of business. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate the members in here. El Figgy, Yuri, Wayne, the members. Shout out to the members. As always, you guys are the glue of the Knicks Nation channel, man. More members-only content going your way. No echo. Okay, we're good. Yeah, look at those plus-minus numbers. Ooh, Joe, what's going on? Appreciate you becoming a member. Esquire says, I hear echo. I keep hearing Knicks win. Let's go, man. Let's go. If I missed anyone. What's going on, Mike? Mike is in the building. Haven't seen you in here in a while. He says, Ant, what's the word? I had shingles, and if anyone has ever had it, you know wow. Hope all is well, Mike. That is terrible. You back. I'm glad you're in here, Mike. Appreciate you in here. I'm glad you're in the building, and glad to see your name pop up on here. I saw you, re-up your membership the other day, and I was like, oh, there he is. So I'm glad you're in here. Stampede, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. Hope you get healthy, man. Yeah, sickness has been going around. Bad viruses have been going around. I caught something in November, so hope all is well, man. Bridges is getting better and better. Yeah, look, it's the Wizards, right? They suck, right? But you're supposed to beat these teams. You're supposed to dominate these teams. You're not supposed to win by 2, 3, 4. They're dominating this team, and the defense is still where it needs to be. Right, they're still engaged. They didn't look at the schedule, and they didn't see the Washington Wizards, and they didn't want to take this night off. No, they wanted to come into tonight and dominate so they can go back on a plane and hop on the plane and go back to Madison Square Garden tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets. Now the schedule gets kind of tough, right? You got Denver, Detroit, and then you got Boston. So now the schedule is tough, right? I am going to... Obviously, we have to see what Leon Rose does on Thursday, right? I talked about the injuries, and there was a tweet from, I believe, CP the franchise, Knicks Fan TV, who said, I'll put it in the chat in a little bit, but it's not good news on Deuce McBride, right? Castro, what's going on? What's good? 7 straight wins. 7 straight, man. 7 straight. I love it. Isaiah, what's going on? Is Jokic playing tomorrow? I don't know. I just know that I believe they are losing to the Detroit Pistons, right? If I'm not mistaken, or did they have lost? Yeah, they lost. So Detroit won, Denver lost, and we play Denver tomorrow. So both teams are on a back-to-back with travel. So I'm not sure if he's going to play, right? I'm talking about Jokic, the Joker. It's Madison Square Garden. You only play one time if you're on the West Coast. So I would be shocked if he doesn't play. But obviously, if he doesn't play, more power to us. I mean, I don't care. But we can extend this thing to 8, right? But again, so great game. Absolutely loved it. D-Rara comes in, steps the F up. I hope he's okay. Josh Hart, I hope he's okay. Cat dominated again. He owns SAR. OG continues to make his threes. And that is a very positive sign, right? Kohler comes in and gives you six dimes. Then you have Brunson doing his thing. Mikal, again, I'm pretty sure Jalen Brunson is going to get the hard hat and the Timbs. I would be very surprised if he doesn't. But you win 7 straight. You're 32-18, right? You're 32-18. And there are some trades going on in the NBA, and 3 of the teams in the Eastern Conference that are 1, 3, and I don't know where the Cavs are, I've all made trades today. And we'll talk about that shortly. But Mac Jean, what's going on? They're definitely going to play. Yeah, Vucevic can't defend the cone. Yeah, Nuggets lost. Yeah, Nuggets lost. So, guys, so here is the tweet, right? Here is the tweet. So 7 straight, right? Great game. You did what you're supposed to do, right? I don't really have to spend too much time on this game because it was over by halftime, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be real. It was the freaking Wizards on a Tuesday night in February. I'm sitting there. I got the game on in the background. I'm like, oh, they're up by 30. I'm like, I don't even have to watch this thing no more. But here is a tweet from, let me just put it in the chat. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Whoa, why is it so big? So CP the franchise, man, very connected. Shout out to CP. I strive to be like CP, by the way. He says, Deuce McBride is getting multiple opinions on his ankle. No timeline is set for his return. Being told it's more than just soreness. I do not like to hear that at all. Mr. Nice with the super chat. Hold on, I got to get to the super chat. You guys know I got to get to the super chat. Super chats come first. He says, me and wifey just left the arena. Knicks was on fire. Shout out to the Knicks fans in Washington. Jalen Brunson with the MVP chance. Mr. Nice, I'm sure you were a part of that. And I hope you guys had an amazing night in Washington. It's an amazing city, and DC. And I would say there was like 80% of Knicks fans in that building, right? Mr. Nice, once again, appreciate the super chat. Shout out to you for the support. Yeah. Deuce McBride is getting multiple opinions on his ankle. No timeline is set for his return, being told it's more than just soreness. I don't know the severity of this, but this is not good news. And this is weird because you don't know when this injury happened. It was just injury ankle management, and we all know how the New York Knicks can be with injuries, right? Very vague. But prayers up to Deuce. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope Deuce can come back, and it just sucks. Right? It sucks. Last year, we didn't deal with many injuries, and it just seems like this year we're dealing with a bunch of injuries. And it sucks because you want to see this team full, healthy, and well on their way to making noise in the playoffs. And it's like when one guy comes back, another guy goes out. right? And I just hope Deuce McBride is whatever opinion he gets. I hope it's a good opinion. But anytime you are getting multiple opinions on an ankle, that is not good news. That means you didn't like their first opinion. And you're getting another opinion just to make sure, right? Or it could have been good news the first time, and you just want to get another opinion. But we'll see, man. This is the Deuce McBride news, but it's interesting because you don't want the severity of this ankle injury to come out before Thursday, right? Because if the New York Knicks are trying to obtain a point guard, trying to obtain another guard, teams are going to use this against you. Teams have leverage on you. Like, yeah, we know Deuce is out, and we know you need another guard in here, right? Deuce is very important to your basketball team, so they are going to probably up the price and have you pay some Knicks tax, which you don't want to do. But I'm just hoping that Deuce McBride can get healthy as soon as possible. Again, it sucks, man. The Diawara injury, I'm like, damn. Like, just when this kid is starting to hit his stride, he's confident out there. He's like, we don't really have a young, upcoming talent that we could look forward to on a night-to-night basis, right? Of course, we have the core. Of course. But who is our young talent that other teams obsess over, right? Daddy was a bust. McCullough Jr. really doesn't play. He's playing in the G League. Huck Porty's in and out. And yes, I see the Huck Porty. Huck Porty hits a 3 tonight. So shout out to Huck Porty. Was that his first 3 of his NBA career, by the way? It probably was. You don't really have like a young blue chip talent on the roster that other teams obsess over, right? And what I'm trying to get at is Diawara was starting to become one of those players for me, right? For me. And it sucks because it looked like a bad ankle turn. There's nothing you can do. Injuries suck. They're a part of the game. But other guys are going to have to step up, right? Other guys are going to have to step up and do their job. And we'll see if Leon Rose in the front office can make a trade, right? Like, the thing is, like, Diawara has really upped his trade value lately. And if you're another team, if the New York Knicks are calling you about, like, Yabusele and Pacom Daddy, you're like, why would I want this guy when Diawara can be had, right? So, and if you're the New York Knicks, I'm not sure. Jalen Brunson won Defensive Player of the Game. I saw it in the chat. Can we get the image? Can we get the image? Our captain, ladies and gentlemen. The first one. There he is. I knew he was going to win it. Boom. JB, first one. You got to love that for him, man. You got to love that for him. Honestly. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. First defensive player of the game. Let's go, JB. Let's go. I love this. He deserves it, man. He's been playing great defense. He has been playing phenomenal defense lately for the New York Knicks, and he wins his first defensive player of the game. And it took him until February to do so, but let's be honest, he was I wouldn't say the sole reason this has turned around, but it was him with the meetings and the team meeting and whatever you want to call it that kind of turned this thing around. And that's what captains do. And I'm just grateful that he's on this team. And let's go. You see the head trainer in the back, Anthony. Josh Hart in his sweatsuit, ready to go. Let's go. 7 straight wins. Let's go. So shout out to Jalen Brunson, right? Shout out to JB. I knew he was going to win that. 7 straight. Yeah, he couldn't even put weight on it. Talking about Diawara, he couldn't even put weight on that thing. So what I was trying to get at, right? Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Look, the Wizards stink, right? But the New York Knicks are still playing great defense. They're still on the rise. They're trending up. It's better than what it was in January, right? In the beginning of January, excuse me. The end of January was cool. It's way better. They look night and day. Whatever changed, thank you. Cat playing better. Still the league leader in rebounds, right? Per game, all-star. I don't believe there's going to be a major trade within this next 48 hours. I could be wrong, but you won 7 straight. Now you have to think about tinkering the bench, right? How severe is the Deuce McBride injury? How severe is the Diawara injury? What can you give up to get something in return? Or are you going to wait for the buyout market? Right? Mike Conley just got traded to Chicago. I believe he makes less than the mid-level exception. So I believe if he was bought out, the New York Knicks were able to sign a Mike Conley. Right? Do they go that route? Which, they signed a PJ Tucker last year, brought him in, veteran leadership. Do they call Chicago, who now has a boatload of guards, and is like, I like Ayo Dosunmu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But I believe that his price is going to be really high because I like him. So if you're Chicago, teams are going to start asking you about Diawara. Right? That's the guy that teams are going to start asking you about. And are you parting with him? Who's 20? And as we all think, has a bright future in this league. But we just don't know. Like, would you rather a proven commodity, right, that can help now and win an NBA championship now and help you through the journey? Or would you rather put your trust in Diawara? Me personally, that's a hard decision, but I don't want to part with young talent. Like, you are so hamstrung on what you can do being in the first apron with all of these big contracts. You kind of need a Diawara to blossom. And if he's doing this in just his first year, the second year is just going to get better and better. You want these guys to keep improving. So me, no. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. If you can give up Daddy Yabu with seconds and maybe get a Ayo Dosunmu, I'm okay with doing, right? I'm okay with doing that. Or if you just want to wait for the buyout market. But 3 trades has went down today, right? 3 trades. Here they are in the chat. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they get James Harden. They trade Darius Garland. They had to do something. That core was not getting it done. They were soft in the playoffs. They got bounced by us. They got bounced by the Pacers. They had to switch it up. They traded their wing. They got a 2-for-1 with the Kings, right? Then they gave up Darius Garland for James Harden. Who knows how that's going to work out, but they had to shake it up. They had to do that, right? The Boston Celtics, they get Vucevic. Liability on defense, but they get their stretch 5, who if you park him in Boston with that rotation and those players and that great coach in Joe Mazzulla, who knows how that transpires. I'm assuming that's going to work out for Boston, right? The Pistons, they trade Ivy, and they get Kevin Huerter and then Saric, right? So whether I like Huerter, but he's shooting poorly this year. I think he is an upgrade over Ivy, but who knows? But what this is telling me, right, guys? And let me know if you guys like think that I'm off base here. But what this is telling me, these teams think that the East is open, and these teams are going for it, and these teams are improving their roster, right? They're saying that there is no juggernaut in the East. Cavaliers, they think they get better with Harden, they shake it up. Celtics, they get their stretch five. I think that's going to make them better. Pistons, only time will tell, right? Pistons get Herder and Saric. They get deeper. They get a three-point shooter. These three teams improve their team. They think that they can win the Eastern Conference, that there is no juggernaut. So it's not like they, in my opinion, I don't think they got worse. Maybe the Cavs, right? Maybe the Cavs. But who knows? But the trading deadline is in 48 hours. So what do the Knicks do? Right? What do the Knicks do? Do the Knicks improve their team come Thursday, or do they stand pat? They're very limited in what they can do, guys. Like, if you're an opponent team, and if you're looking at the Knicks roster, and all they're offering is Daddy, who's out of the rotation, and like is whatever, and Yabusele, I would assume they would have to. I would assume you can't part with Kolek now, because you lost Deuce for God knows how long. It's a tricky situation. Then you got Giannis out there, who's the big fish, right? El Figgy says that Dennis Schroeder's still out there. El Figgy, Dennis Schroeder is on the Cavs. The Cleveland Cavaliers traded for Dennis Schroeder. He is now on the Cavs. That was part of their trade with the Kings, right? So he's on the Cavs. Loud and Clear says, don't want to see Mo go. Yeah, don't want to see Mo go either. I don't want to see Mo go either, because the Knicks are very thin in terms of young talent. Like, who's the young talent on this team, right? That's promising. I like Huckporty. I thought I liked Daddy A. He's a lost cause. Kevin McCullough, I don't know. I like his game. Is it him? No, it's been Diawara, the surprising pick of the summer. It's been Diawara. So do you part with that to get more complete now? Right? Or do you keep Diawara because you're so thin of young talent that you don't want to get rid of this guy, and you want to develop him, and you want to have him in the rotation for years and years to come, because he's only 20 years old, guys. Right? So, and yeah, this road with Tyler Kolek as well, but I don't know if he's that touted like a Diawara, right? Because Diawara is a player in the NBA that people tout. Big, can dribble, can shoot, right? I don't know if Kolek is that touted around the league. So, once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. We just chopping it up here on this Tuesday night. Knicks win again, 132-101. Appreciate you guys in the chat once again. Let's go. Mr. Eno with the super chat. Mr. Eno always coming through with the super chat. Appreciate you, Mr. Eno. Thank you for the support. He says Knicks can trade for Giannis' younger brother. Mr. Eno wants Thanasis, by the way. Mr. Eno, appreciate you in the chat. Thanasis, former Nick Thanasis. Mac Jean says, Leon, just give us Giannis and we good. Diawara is 20, just ice that ankle and elevate. El Figure, yeah, of course. But I'm saying, if you're an opponent team and you're watching the Knicks, why aren't you asking for Diawara? I would. Right? I would. If I was the Pelicans, if I was the Kings, if I was Chicago, I'd be like, no, I want Diawara. I don't want this other crap you're trying to sell me, and these picks. Maybe the Knicks throw picks out there, but I am not parting with Diawara. If that's the case, I'm not. He's 20, young. Look at the strides he has made. This year already. I think next year he'll be entranced in the rotation and giving us some valuable minutes, man. He's already like so impressive. But speaking of Giannis, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they traded Mike Conley. They opened up a spot. They got out of their tax, right? The apron. And they are in the Giannis sweepstakes. And wouldn't it be hilarious if they use the cat trade to get Giannis? And of course, they're gonna have to put Jaden McDaniels in that deal. But wouldn't that be something if they use the cat trade, Randall, Dante, and they use that to get Giannis? How would Knicks fans feel about that? I tweeted that early on the Knicks Nation X account, and I was like, man, that'll be. I'm sure a portion of the fan base will feel some type of way. I'll feel some type of way about it. But look, if that's the case, if he is out west, I don't care. If Giannis is out west, good luck, right? Good luck. Cool, right? Take the second or third best player and put him out west. Get him out of the east, right? That's just good for us. But again, that's if that happens, right? That's if that happens. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. We are just getting started on this Knicks Nation post-game show. So, Knicks, look, 132-101, right? They got the job done. Our captain, Jalen Brunson, is the defensive player of the game. You guys can call into the Discord. Link is pinned up in the chat. As you can see, Jalen Brunson is the player of the game. I love it, man. Love it. Mikel right there. Yabusele. You see, you look at a picture like this, and Yabu actually looks, he actually looks like he's in shape, right? Am I crazy? Yuri, I see you in the call. Be patient, please. So, he looks in shape in that picture. But look, you get the job done, man. The Wizards stink, man. Like they stink. We own their quote unquote first round pick this year. That will turn into 2 seconds because they're going to tank for the for their pick. By the way, and look, you win. Thank God you win because Boston is going to win, right? Let me just lower this so you guys can see. Boston is up 108-93 against the Dallas Mavericks. They're going to win. The Detroit Pistons win. So keep on stacking these wins, man. You won 7 straight games. You're 7-3 in your last 10. Boston is 7-3 in their last 10, about to be 8-3, 8-2, or 7-3, depending on when that loss was. But Boston is look, man. They're on our ass. Right? The Cavs, we'll see what that comes about, but this is why this winning streak is so important, because God forbid the Knicks didn't go on this 7-game winning streak. They would have been, down here somewhere, God forbid, but they've won 7 straight. They're still the second seed in the East. That can very well change in these next 3 games. I'm interested to see how this shakes out, but we shall see. El Figgy says Diawara is a long, athletic kid. He even added the 3-ball. Keep him. If we're going to make a trade, I think Diawara is a young wing talent we need off the bench with Deuce and Shamet. Not only bolster the attack, but the defense as well. With Mitch Kolek, I trust that. Yeah, and Kolek has gained some chemistry with Cat as well. But that's the thing. You trust that, right? But I don't know if I'm there yet in a 7-game series. Trusting these guys. Again, expectations, right? Our owner said he expects us to be in the NBA championship, right? If you can get a buyout with Mike Conley. I think you got to do that simply due to the veteran leadership, the chemistry with Cat. Like if that comes about, if that transpires, if the Bulls buy him out, I'm looking at that. I wouldn't mind that. And the Deuce McBride injury looms large right now. It does. Because if I have CP saying this, that Deuce is getting a second opinion on his ankle, I'm not sure if I like that. This is terrible. Like, when did he hurt this ankle? When? And Mike Brown has been saying that it's just been soreness. And it's nothing serious, it's just management. But you knew when he was out today, or even the last game, I was like, okay, something's up. Right? Something's up with Deuce. And I just hope that he's okay. Right? D. Roberts should be the staple of this team for years to come. That is from Wayne. Yes. Should be the staple of this team from years to come. Very high expectation you put it on him. I like D. Roberts a lot, man. There's some guys which you watch play and you see that, okay, this guy has it, and it started in the summer league. It was with the passing. His dart passes, right, in the summer league. Right? So, and now it's his decision making. It's not only like his shooting has been a pleasant surprise, but it's been his decision making. Like, he knows where to be on the basketball court at all times. He is a very smart basketball player. He has a very high basketball IQ. He knows where to be on the court. He knows the spots. He knows where his teammates are going to be on the court. He's a great passer. I would like to see him dunk the ball more, by the way. I think that'll come. But we'll see. We'll see. El Figgy says, any word on Josh? I'm trying to get that right now. Let me see. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Josh Hart. But this was the injury, right? Let me put the this was the injury.
It's hard watching that coming down on a guy's foot.
It's a bad turn.
I mentioned the most prevalent injury today.
He was going down the tunnel back to the locker room.
He's so
limping back to the locker room. I believe he hurt his right ankle the last time he was out. I believe that this is the left ankle that he hurt. So, I mean, come on, man. You can't make it up. You can't make it up, right? I don't know if we've gotten an update yet, but Figgy, I'll be really surprised if he plays tomorrow, because the New York Knicks have been extra cautious with their injuries this year. I doubt he plays tomorrow. We'll see. Right, we'll see. And look, more Giannis news. The Warriors are willing to trade Draymond, Podziemski, and Kuminga for Giannis. Come on, man. How is that package moving me? That package ain't moving me. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm laughing at that. So once again, a lot of trades to come. We'll see if Giannis gets moved. We'll see if the Knicks make a move. Dis Rover says, don't get too high on Mo. Y'all felt like this with the pack home last season. We did. Not like this. Not like this. Because I didn't see the upside defensively with Peckham. I didn't. He looked slow out there. He would score in his spurts, and I remember the game versus, I think it was the Hornets. There was a game where he was really good defensively, and just Thibs never went back to him. I wasn't this high on him because I didn't see he reminded me a lot of I don't know, his lateral movements were just too slow for me, like a Knox kind of. Good shot, maybe can develop into a nice shooter, but just never admitted to anything, right? If we can get Mike Conley, that would be great. He still has a lot left on the bone and chemistry with Cat and help both of them. Cat will get going and Mike will acclimate quicker and he defends. Yeah. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of contenders in the mix for Mike Conley. So we're not going to be the only ones. But he does have the Cat chemistry and it's New York, and maybe he wants to try to win an NBA championship. But you know what team would actually need him? And it actually scares me. They actually need another ball handler. It's the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons need another point guard to kind of handle the offense and to hit open threes and just to be a general out there. That is the only landing spot that I would be kind of like, bruh, if the Detroit Pistons were able to get Mike Conley. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, I'm sure people in Detroit are clamoring to try to get Conley. We'll see. You know, they made a trade today. A couple of trades that went down today. Jaren Jackson Jr. went to Utah for 3 first-round picks. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, if JJJ went to Utah for 3 first-round picks, what, like, if you're Milwaukee, why would you get anything less than 3? Right? Unless you're getting Jaden McDaniels and you really are high on him. Which is why I ultimately think this thing waits till the summer. Because if you want picks, the Knicks would have more picks in the summer. The Heat will have more picks in the summer. If you want picks, wait till the summer. Jaden says the Celtics also need a point guard now that they traded, Simons for Vucevic. Yeah. Many contenders need a point guard. Pistons, Celtics. Like, there's going to be other teams that Conley will probably choose from. But I'm not sure. The Celtics are still in the second apron, right? I'm not sure if they can do that. Or unless this trade got them out the second apron. I'm not sure if they can sign a buyout candidate. I would have to look that up. One more point about Mike, he would be the veteran we need in the locker room right now too. It checks all the boxes for me, the Mike Conley thing. It does. And we just have to, wait and see what comes about in the trade market, because now you have the Deuce McBride thing to worry about, right? And I'm concerned about that because anytime you're getting second opinions and this and that, and I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all. But you're still second in the East. You're still in a really good spot. We talked about the schedule. Let's get back to the schedule, ladies and gentlemen. This weekend is going to be a very tough weekend for the New York Knickerbockers, right? You have Detroit at Boston. You have Denver tomorrow. Back-to-back Wednesday nights in the Garden, ESPN, Denver Nuggets. We'll see if the Joker is going to play in that game. We'll see. But this weekend, all eyes is on this weekend. It is funny how it works out. After the trading deadline, you get the Pistons and you get the Celtics. Right? Could you imagine a scenario where the New York Knicks don't make any moves and then get beat by the Pistons and beat by the Celtics? We would go crazy. We would be like, see, this is why they should have did this. This is why they should have did that. I'm not expecting it, but that would be a scenario where this fan base would probably go nuts. Right? If they don't make any moves on Thursday and then Friday comes, Detroit kicks your ass. Sunday comes, Boston kicks your ass. And you're sitting there like, I don't know with this team anymore. Again, I'm not expecting it. We need some revenge. Joel says he's late to the stream, but let's go. What's going on, Joel? Appreciate you in the chat. Once again, appreciate the members in here. Mac Jean says $40 ticket. Catch me in Detroit. $40. Ofemi Harris says Knicks need a reliable two-way scorer who helps Brunson and doesn't get exposed on defense. I agree, but again, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know if you can call the Dallas Mavericks and try to pry away, one of their wings. I forgot his name. What's his name again? I know you guys are saying it in the chat, but guys, I'm bad with names, by the way, as you guys know already. I don't know if you can call Dallas and try to pry away Marshall. Najee Marshall, that's his name. I don't know if they're going to even want anything on your team, right? Again, this Deuce McBride injury is big because God forbid he is out for a extended period of time. Yes, you have Jordan Clarkson, right? Yes, you have Tyler Kolek. But look at the metrics. Deuce McBride is one of the best Knicks players on the team. If he's out for, let's say, a month, I'm cool with that. You don't really need to overreact and do a crazy trade or anything like that. Just get healthy for April, May. I'm okay with that. God forbid it's anything longer, you're kind of effed. Right? You're kind of effed. You kind of need you kind of need to do something on Thursday. So, we'll see. Again, trading deadline is in 48 hours. I'm very intrigued as to what the New York Knicks do, right? Other teams are making moves. Again, the East seems like it's wide open. It seems like these teams are looking at the Eastern Conference and saying to themselves, like, the East is open. Let's improve our team. Harden on the Cavs. I tend to like that. I know some people in the chat don't like that. I kind of thought they needed to shake it up because I didn't like their current core, and they needed to do something. Now, James Harden sucks in the playoffs. His playoff record is trash, but we'll see how they fare. He's having an amazing season with the Clippers, and we shall see. We'll see if Giannis gets moved. If it's to Minnesota, cool. I'm not worried. Even if it's to Miami, I am not worried. They are not a contender this year. If it's to Atlanta, not concerned. Send him out west. But I do think that ultimately he will stay on the Bucks because if JJJ goes for 3 first-round picks, Jaren Jackson Jr., I think the Bucks can get way more than that. And the Celtics, they get their stretch 5. We know how Kristaps Porzingis fared in that offense. I'm not comparing the two. Vucevic is not the rim protector Porzingis is. But again, Joe Mazzulla is a hell of a coach. And one thing the Celtics do is they're very proactive. Right? No hard feelings. Right? They trade. If you're not going to be on their team long term, or even if you're not going to help them win an NBA championship, or if they have to get out the tax, they're going to trade you. So we shall see. I'm trying to get an update on Josh Hart to see if his ankle injury is bad. But once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Yabusele acknowledged the trade talk and said that he's a Knick for now, while also noting that overseas teams have inquired about his plans. I saw that come out today, that he was rumored to play for, what was it, Israel? Was it Israel, guys? And if he were to go overseas, would his contract be voided? Would we still be on the hook for that second-year player option? Just an awful signing by Leon Rose. Terrible. I mean, to think that 2 of Leon Rose's prized pickups this summer are not even in the rotation anymore. Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele. And we're still on top of the East. We're still playing well without them. Terrible signing by Leon, man. And that player option he gave him last in the next year, that was terrible. I can understand if it was a team option, but shout out to Yabusele's agent for getting that in the contract. I honestly think he's kind of untradeable. You would have to attach some assets to get off of him. So we'll see. We shall see. If Leon is out, Deuce has to address that. Yeah, of course. If Deuce is out, Leon has to address that. I flipped your tweet. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Let's hear from Mikel.
Determined were you guys to take care of business here tonight?
Yeah, we got to start off strong and just play hard. And they're young and they can go and score and get out and runs. We just had to, play our way and and play. Yeah, play our way.
Good game, man. I like what you and Towns and OG are doing. Whatever the team seemed to need, that's what you guys are stepping up and doing.
Yeah, just trying to do whatever it takes to win. That's really it. It's that simple.
You've talked about some of the defensive adjustments in detail that you guys have made lately.
Shout out to Mikel, man. Shout out to Mikel. Honestly, flipped his game around, playing really well. Again, the competition is not that great, but shout out to Mikel. All right, let's get to the Discord. I see Yuri in the Discord waiting. Let's go, Yuri. What you got? Hold on, Yuri. Let me get you in here. All right, Yuri. What's going on, Yuri? Appreciate you in the chat.
A good game, man. Washington Wizards. But here's the thing that people don't realize. This defensive stretch that they've been on, it started with the Brooklyn Nets. Then you've just seen the Knicks been on a tear lately with it.
Started with the Suns, too, right? Even though they lost that game.
It started with the Suns as well. They lost that game. But it all started with the Nets.
Do you believe it? Do you believe that this is how they are going to play throughout the whole season defensively? Or do you feel
they're
like...
going to have lapses, Ant. They're going to have lapses.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is how they're going to play every time. They're going to have times when they're not going to get it together. You know what I mean?
Because they adjusted, but I'm sure teams will adjust back, and it's going to be interesting to see how these other teams.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Knicks adjusted.
Yeah.
But for now, they made a recorrected. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They recorrected it. And let me tell you something. It's been really good so far. And to the people say, oh, it's Nets. Oh, it's the Wizards. They're NBA teams too, not for nothing. They play for the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They play for the NBA. Almost over 400 athletes, probably even more, get a chance to play in the NBA once in a lifetime. Some of them don't make it. So that's how I view it. Shout out to Mikel, shout out to Kat, shout out to JB. Congrats on the Defensive Player of the Game award. I couldn't be any more proud of these guys for making the adjustments that they made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We went from a pitiful January to now being 500 in February for right now.
Yeah,
so that's how I feel about it.
They're playing really well. This weekend is a major test for this franchise and major test for this team.
We're going to find out what this team really is made of.
Yep.
And like you said, you don't make a trade. This fan base is going to bitch.
Yep. If you don't...
I might actually have to log off of the internet for that weekend. Because I ain't dealing with it.
If the Knicks stand pat, which I think they'll do. Look,
it's a possibility.
It's a big possibility. And if they get their doors blown off this weekend, then it's like, gosh, oh man, come on now.
I really don't care about that answer, to tell you the truth. The regular season doesn't matter to me that much. But I will say though about the whole Giannis thing. This is my take on the whole Giannis thing, right? My whole take on the Giannis thing is this. He's going to be a Timberwolf, and it's only a matter of time. He's going to be a Timberwolf. Timberwolves got a really good package for him. And they got a few young core pieces.
What do you think about the Timberwolves using a cat trade package to get Giannis?
Good, you know what? Good. Let them got their team. Let them got their team. That's what I say to that. I'm sorry. Giannis is literally the girl that hangs out on Castle Hill Avenue when all the people want her. I gotta say it. He's literally a chick on Castle Hill Avenue where he lines up on the corner and people want him. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You can clip that, by the way. You can clip that.
Yeah, I'm very like hot and like I don't know how to feel about that. Because I don't like
It,
I
it
don't
feels
look,
that
look
way,
here, I don't
though.
like talking about the second best player in the NBA like that because he's going
It
to make no
feels like
matter
that, though,
what
Ant.
team better. And
Right.
I hope that he stays on the Bucks, and I hope that look, he wanted to be a Knicks. Knicks had a chance to get him this summer.
And
And
yeah, apparently from Big Nick Energy said that the Knicks wanted that Milwaukee wanted. Right. This was the trade package from Milwaukee.
yeah. And
Right.
ultimately they didn't
Well,
get him, right? And
and they
whether that
ain't
was
get him.
on the Bucks side or whether that was on the Knicks side, it doesn't matter, right? But look, the pressure's on either way. I think this team knows that, and let's see how they fare in the playoffs because this team has surprised us
I'd rather see
before.
how they fare in a playoff before we blow it up, Ant.
Yeah, and even if they get their doors blown off this weekend, it doesn't like last year they lost. They were winless against the Celtics and Cavs, and we know what they did in the playoffs, right?
You
So
can't judge this team in a regular season. I've said that so many times already.
yeah, exactly. Like
But this is what Big
these
Nick
games are
Energy.
cool, but I'm ready for April already.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the meltdown. This is what the Knicks offered apparently. This is from Big Nick Energy. I don't know how you feel about that source, but whatever. The Knicks offered a package of Mikal Bridges, Cat, and Deuce McBride for Giannis Antetokounmpo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bobby Portis last summer. That was the trade package.
Yeah,
So they were willing to let Mikal
look,
Bridges, Deuce, and Cat go.
yeah. I don't know how Big Nick Energy. I don't know if he has sources. I know I see him on X tweeting out a lot of stuff, but a lot of people want to
Right.
be reporters nowadays.
You can't you take everything with a grain of
Take
salt.
everything with a grain of
That's
salt. Exactly. Hey, Yuri, appreciate the call in, man.
Good convo as always.
Appreciate the call in, Yuri. Yeah, look, anytime you have one of the best players in the NBA available, you gotta make a call, right? He makes your team better. You pair him with Brunson, and you just move on from there. El Figgy says still not over the Dante trade. I was trying to like if the Minnesota Timberwolves, if look, they want Giannis, and I was saying to myself today, like, is there any way that we can kind of pry Dante from them, like in a third team, fourth team, you know, and not have to give up that much to get a Dante? Is there any world where that can happen? Could you imagine that? Right? And now you even have Isaiah Hartenstein being talked about being moved possibly next summer or this summer from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right? So the NBA, there's a lot of movement. Players move all the time. Players, they get paid. They want to get paid. They move on to different teams. We shall see what happens with Giannis. But that hasn't stopped the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Pistons do trades today. And I asked you guys on X, I would ask you guys here, like, do those moves, like the Pistons, the Cavs, and the Celtics, do you care about those moves? Right? Did those teams get better? Or are you like, bring it? Because I still don't believe in those teams. Right? So, but the East is open, man. Everyone is looking at the East like, man, I can come out of it. If you're the Cavs right now, if you're a Cavs fan, why wouldn't you be rejuvenated? I know some people are hurting about the Garland stuff, but why wouldn't you be rejuvenated? The Cavs just essentially shook up the core, and they're like, let's do this. Let's do this a different way. Celtics got their big five. The Pistons got another shooter, so we'll see. It's not done, but teams are making moves, and this Deuce injury is big, man. It's big. El Figgy says we need a 3 or 4 wheel trade for Isaiah Hartenstein. Yeah. That will be the only way. That will be the only way. 7 in a row, Wayne. Joel says, don't think Giannis leaves before the deadline. This Rover says we can't afford Dante, full stop. Damn, this Rover. Can't. Also, Deuce and Shaman are better than Dante. The thing about Dante hurt, man. Trading Dante away hurt. Obviously, the big shot. Set the record in threes. Joel says, are you worried not making a move, or are you confident in the team? I said this last post game, Joel. I need to find the median. Like, what are the New York Knicks? Losers of 9 of 11 in January. Now they come out and win 7 straight. They are not that bad. I don't know if they are this good. They are very Jekyll and Hyde. If you want to bake in the NBA Cup excuse, the guys were never home, barely practiced, we're on a plane every other day, this and that, hasn't been fully healthy, whatever. Cool. But I don't know if this team can win an NBA championship. Like, I want to get there, but I'm being real with you guys. I don't know because of what happened in January, right? I don't know if I could trust Cat. Right? I don't know if all of a sudden we get to the playoffs and, like, he turns it on. He's not in foul trouble. He's not doing those stupid hooks. Like, I don't know. Like, and history tells you can't. So I have to try to find a middle ground with this team. Like, they're not that bad, right? We can all admit that. They're not that bad. But they're also not a scary team that other teams fear, right? I had Tyrese Halliburton on with LeBron James the other day saying that they were very comfortable in playing us, right? Very comfortable in playing us. That's what he said. And look, game 1 happened, and now all of a sudden he's talking, and now all of a sudden he wants to say whatever in the media, but cool. They won, cool. But I don't know. Like, you're seeing all these teams make moves because they feel like they have a shot. But my optimistic side is like, look, when this Knicks team is clicking, when OG Anunoby is playing at his best, when Brunson is dishing, when Cat is reading and reacting and driving against centers and doing his thing on the boards, and Mitch is dominating, like, they can be unbeatable at times. But again, this Deuce McBride injury scares me. I hope that he's okay, because without him, it's going to be really hard. But ultimately, I do think that this Knicks team can get there. To answer your question, Joel, I know that's a long-winded answer, but I guess to wrap it up is just like, I don't know. I don't know, because January did happen, right? And look, this 7-game winning streak is nice, right? These wins against the Lakers, the Raptors, these are nice wins. I want to see what they do this weekend. I want to see what they do in Detroit. I want to see what they do in Boston, right? And let's go. So, I think we need a wing and another point guard. Same. Mike Conley is out there. Alfigi says, confident if we are healthy. It's a big if. Chris says, Cavs got worse for playoff basketball. Yeah, James Harden's stats in the playoffs are terrible. That's the thing. Like, there will be a lot of lobs now in Cleveland. James Harden is, obviously, he's known for that. Are they done? But they shook up their team. Right? We see them February 24th at Cleveland. Right? So there's 3 teams that you got to get through in the East, right? There's 3 teams. And who's to say one of them won't get knocked out by another team, right? There's the Pistons, there's the Celtics, and the Cavs. If you want to put Philly up there, okay, I know they're getting some steam in the media. We'll see. But, like, if Philadelphia faces off against the Pistons in the first round, one of them's going to get knocked off. So I think if you're Leon Rose and you're looking at this landscape, I don't think you have enough to get Giannis. I think you tweak your bench, you get healthy, right? Maybe you trade for somebody. Maybe you get a Mike Conley, but you don't want Conley going to like Detroit or Boston. That's what you don't want, because then those teams get stronger. And I think you just give this team another shot, man. You just give this team another shot in the playoffs. And then whatever happens in the playoffs, we judge in the summer. I think that's where they ultimately go. Because they didn't trade for Giannis in the summer where they could have had him, according to reports. And we'll see. Because that's when you would know if the New York Knicks are serious or not, depending on what happens in the playoffs. Because if they reach the NBA Finals, maybe you talk yourself into, man, we're right there. Like, we're right there. Maybe we just need something else, but we're right there. But we'll see. Elfie says another 3-player downs with ankle injuries, and that's the thing that sucks is that last year we were so good in avoiding these injuries, and now all of a sudden the injury bug is caught up to us. Joel says hopefully we show out these next 3 games. We'll make the fan base gain more confidence in this team. Exactly. Wayne says, I'm in a camp where those moves don't scare me right now. They're not scary moves, like, at all. Like, the Pistons, I really respect that. I really think they have a good team. Like, I really think they're a good basketball team. I don't think that's a fluke at all, right? But, hey, the Cavs won 60 games. They got knocked out. But I really think Cleveland's going to be Eastern Conference Finals bound. I do. I just do. I just hope that on Friday we can come out and beat them, because I hate them. But then their fan base is trashy, but they have history, respected, but I think the Pistons are really good. Boston, I don't know. That's a team like Boston, I really don't know. I don't know, because I don't know what to think about Tatum. I don't know, I don't know. But if you get matched up to Philly, Cleveland, Detroit, I'm still picking the Knicks. Don't get me wrong, I am. But it's like, what Knicks team is going to show up, right? And that's kind of been the story of even last year. It's just that we didn't know what Knicks team would show up, right? Because let's not forget, remember the Knicks were getting down by 20 every freaking night, and you're just sitting there like, bro, what's going on? And thank God that really hasn't happened this year, but I don't know what Knicks team shows up, and I'm hoping that this 7-game winning streak propels them into some good stuff in the future. Elfiga said these boys need to drink some milk and get some ankle tape, compression socks. Yes, they do. They do. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Look, if the New York Knicks make a trade from now into Thursday I will be live during the day. So make sure you guys are tuned in to that. I believe I will go live at 12 p.m., maybe at 12 to 3 up until the trading deadline at 3 p.m. So, again, we'll see if the New York Knicks do anything. We'll see if the Deuce McBride injury news comes out in the next 24 to 48 hours. That is big. So we'll see if the Knicks do anything. If they make a trade, you guys know where to find me. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, hit up the Instagram at Knicks Nation, on X at Knicks Nation. I will be giving you guys all the updates, all the Knicks updates that you need for this NBA trading deadline. Again, we don't know if the New York Knicks are going to stand pat or if they do something, or if they get a buyout candidate, which will come later on. But look, now you have to deal with the Deuce injury, the Josh Hart injury. Deuce is more concerning because now you're getting opinions, right? Opinions. Never good when you're getting multiple opinions on something. We'll see what comes out of it, I hope. Mitchell Robinson should be back tomorrow. They rested him today because essentially we didn't need him. He stayed in New York. We didn't need him today. Right? So we'll see. Wayne says, well, when we are clicking, we look unbeatable. Agreed. 100%. Yeah. Like you said, if we have everyone clicking, especially come playoff time, we will be the team to beat. Yeah. I still do think it's the Knicks show in the East. I still do think it's the Knicks show in the East, but I have to see it. I have to see it, right? I still trust this team. I hope that they put their egos aside and they just play. I hope that after the trading deadline, if Cat is still on this team, he can just play freely. Mikal Bridges can just play freely like he has been, right? Give them confidence. Like, okay, we put your trust in you again. Do it. Now go out and do it. We expect you to reach the NBA Finals. Do it. Do it. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time, if that's tomorrow, if they make a trade, or if that's Thursday when I'm live during the day for the NBA trading deadline. Once again, appreciate the members in here. As always, thank you again for the support. Continue support. Really means the world. We'll be pushing out more content over in the members only page. I'll catch you guys next time. As always, it's Let's Go Knicks. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang! Jalen Brunson does it again!